Well, hi everybody. So, realistically, this segment is more for me than anything else, but I want to share some of the things I feel like people aren't talking about. What video games teach us, or more specifically, me. Basically, things you can, but probably didn't, learn from video games. This episode should really be done by my wife, but she doesn't like to do things, like anything, involving people seeing or hearing or just people in general. Anyways, Kingdom Hearts. It's an absolutely incredible series of games. I'm not entirely sure how many of the maybe 70 games that are out now that I've played, let alone all the way through. But I have played all three main games and a few others, as well as I know most of the lore, and I am a big nerd when it comes to lore and learning. I have watched a good enough summary of Kingdom Hearts by Barry Kramer, check it out on YouTube, maybe 1,000,000 times, which has taught me a great deal. But we're talking about what games taught me specifically. This is going to be in 3 short parts. Let's begin. Number 1. The biggest thing people remember about Kingdom Hearts is that the lore is confusing and flops back and forth like a fish being held by one of those inflatable tube men. I mean, the first game is the one with the big old number 1 on it. Isn't the first game, chronologically speaking. But that's fine. That's fine. Why, you ask? Because it taught me that I don't have to understand everything, or really anything, to enjoy myself. Before I ever decided to go on a deep dive into the lore and learn all about Wise Ansem, aka Diz, having so much deeper meaning than a mummy with an attitude. But I loved playing the game, having played each of them again and again, and watching my wife actually beat them. Yeah, she's better at them than me. Number 2. Each game in the series is different in so many ways. But that's okay. I love some, but not all of them, except Chain of Memories. I love me some anime Uno poker Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, I learned that I don't have to love or even like everything about something, and I still enjoy it. It's like getting a pizza that someone else ordered, and oh my god, it's got bacon, and sausage, and artichoke hearts. Yeah, I like weird pizza. Then the camera pans and oh god, no. Mushrooms. Oh, that's just nasty. Who puts that stuff on good food? But I mean, pizza is pizza. Maybe I pick off the mushrooms or just ignore my inner whiny 6-year-old. Either way, I got pizza. And finally, number 3. So, this one may be hard to explain if you haven't played the games, but is definitely the most important to me. So a little explanation. In the Kingdom Hearts universe, there are 2 main competing forces. Light, which is good and nice, and darkness, which is bad. And no, not metaphorically, I mean they are tangible, active universal forces, like gravity and motion. If gravity made you feel warm and fuzzy, but not having to free fall into a volcano or something. Or if motion made you sick and evil, as though you were in the passenger seat of a junkie driver running from the cops while brainwashing you to be a criminal? Yeah, I couldn't come up with a better comparison. Okay, so now, what I learned from all this is that whether we believe in light and dark or good and evil, God and the devil, you know, the whole shebang, either way, it doesn't matter because we all want the same thing. To know that what we're doing is right and okay, unless you're just straight evil or a sociopath. Either way, we all want to know, or at least want to feel like we're correct. So, we're all the same, at least in our hearts, and possibly our nobodies. And, as always, have an average day.